computer. That's just what it is. And I'm not working on it, but I need to, because this computer, my Mac that I have that I get on with every day, it is not being my friend. So it starts when it wants to, it updates when it wants to. And I usually try to get on here like 7:15, 7:20 to get everything up and running. But that doesn't work out either. So I have to sit and wait for it to update before I can get on. But I made it and I'm here, and I want to welcome you to another Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward, and I'm the founder of this amazing project, the I'm Loving Me Project, where we inspire you to love yourself. I know we usually get on around 7:30, 7:35. I know it's a little bit late. So those of you who come on, I just want you to know that this message is for you. Um, because I just wanted to talk. I didn't want to do anything where we're sitting and we're talking about different topics and things. I just wanted to have a face-to-face conversation with you, just to let you know um, that you don't have to beat yourself up. And the only reason why I brought that up is because I've been receiving a lot of emails from some of you, some of the women who are saying, Gloria, I'm trying, I'm out here, um, I'm I'm working on my goals, I'm working on myself, I'm working on my self love, I'm really, pushing myself forward, and sometimes, sometimes I have good days and sometimes I have bad days, but I don't know. And one particular lady said, Gloria, as I've started this journey, it seems like everything has been blowing up. And what I told her is I was like, it's not that everything that is blowing up. What is happening to you when you start this journey and you really start to choose you first, and you really start to know and understand and believe just how powerful you are, and you start to understand the concept of self-love, it's not that your world is blowing up, it's that you're opening up your eyes. Your eyes are opening. And as your eyes are opening, you're seeing people for who they are. You're seeing how you used to be. You're seeing what you used to tolerate. You're seeing what you have allowed to go on for so long, and also witnessing what you were in. And you're trying to figure out and understand, why is it so much chaos, right? And it startles you in the beginning because you're saying, I can't believe my life was like this. And the answer is yes, it was. And you might still be in the situation where you're just finally coming out and things are getting a little bit better for you. And you keep asking yourself, why is it such an uphill battle? It's an uphill battle for you because you've been in it for so long. Now that your eyes are open and you're trying to get yourself out and become this new person, and you're working on becoming this new person, you have to have and know that you need to become something else, something bigger. And that's why you have to rely on and really work on the power of your self-love, because it's so easy to go back, right? I tell you a story. When I was walking this journey, the biggest thing for me, and it caused a lot of anxiety, was the fact that I knew I had to change the people who were around me. That was the biggest thing for me. And I didn't want to. I wouldn't say I didn't want to. I didn't want them to think that I was being so uppity and so different, right? Because I wanted them to know I was the same person, but I was just doing things a little bit differently. And as I was walking on a journey, I was like, okay, are they gonna, look at me differently, see me differently, and everything? And I was kind of worried about that. But what I discovered is that at the end of the day, they will think differently of you. It's either going to go one way where they are going to stick around, or they're going to leave, right? When we choose this path of self-love, guys, and when we choose this path of really working on ourselves to do something better, there are people who are going to leave, and we know that, right? There are going to be people who tell you that you're acting funny and that you're being different. And you are going to have friends who you thought were friends. And when you look and your eyes are open, you will see that they're only around you for certain things, right? Or they're only there because you are serving their needs, right? You got to be able to get comfortable with the fact that now that you're on this new journey, there's a lot of things that have to fall off. And that's hard to do. And then you saying to yourself, why is my life so filled with chaos? Why is my life like this? Well, it's like that because you're cleaning up, right? You're cleaning up all of those things and you're letting go all those things that don't serve you anymore. It's not like you're doing a bad job. Hear what I'm saying? You're not doing a bad job. You're not failing at it. You're not trying this self love thing and this new way of thinking, and it's just not working out for you. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that you're walking through the journey. And as you're walking through, you're figuring out just how much clutter you accumulated for so long that you don't need anymore. Does that make sense? You're finally figuring out who you need with you and who you don't. You're finally understanding why people act the way they do. And you're finally getting that it's okay to not care. It is okay to choose you. And it's okay to say no. And it is okay to sit in your house and do what you want to do. That's what you're figuring out. And and a lot of us, especially as women, we beat ourselves up over that because we say we don't want people to think that we've changed. But what I'm telling you is you are changing. You are changing. You are getting better. You are loving yourself more. And what that requires is that requires you to be just a little bit selfish. And it's okay, right? So don't sit up here and beat yourself up because you think that you still have to put the kids first and the grandkids and all that stuff before you. And when you say no, you feel guilty. And when you don't want to do something and you stick to your guns, you second guess yourself. No. No. What you're doing is you're finally allowing people to see what has been inside of you for a very, very long time. Okay? And people might think that is mean. I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to say, you've changed. You got mean. You got this. No, I woke up. And that's what you have to tell people. No, I'm not being mean. I woke up. I decided that boundaries are important to me. I decided that I'm not going to live my life in a way in which I am living for someone else, but I'm going to live for myself. I'm deciding that I don't want to be in a toxic relationship because I learned what being in a toxic relationship is because we were in it for so long, we never recognized it. And now that your eyes are open and you recognize it, you're asking yourself, is this something that I want? And when you say no, people are going to look at you funny, but so what? You are the person that carries yourself around every day. And when you're carrying yourself around every day, what you're constantly thinking about and what you're constantly saying to yourself is that I want to be happy, is that I want to live my life, is that I want to be able to achieve, is that I want to be in love, and I want to be in this place of peace. Well, the only way that you're going to get there, hey, Kim, the only way that you're going to get there is that you decide that this self love that that you are learning and you're on a journey of trying to achieve and get used to, that letting go of those things that no longer serve you and people is okay, right? Saying no is okay. If people judge you, it's okay. If they look at you funny, it's okay. And let me tell you why it's okay. Because you are battling your own thoughts every waking moment. You got yourself to deal with because you're trying to get something consistent. You want to be able to walk this journey. You want to be able to do things right, and it's hard for you. One day you up, one day you down. One day you feel like it, one day you don't. One day you in love, one day you're not. One day you're happy, one day you're sad. Right? You got to learn to control your outside environment, right? Let me say that again. You got to learn that you can't control your outside environment, right? And because you can't do that, you have to learn how to let go. So, with all of that going on, do you think you really have any more space in your mind to be worried about what other people think? No. Do you even have more space in your mind to go ahead and put yourself in a position where you are saying to yourself, I got to make sure that everybody understands this journey that I'm on? No. Because you going back and forth with yourself so much, you still trying to figure it out. You're reading the books, you're watching the videos, you're watching me, you're making decisions, you're trying to figure out how you're going to move forward. You're doing so many things each and every day, right? And you're saying to yourself, am I moving forward? Am I doing the things that I'm supposed to do? Why do I keep messing up? Why do I keep doing this? You're not messing up. You're not doing things wrong. Hear what I'm saying? You're learning this new way of being. And you don't need to beat yourself up about that. It took you years to get you to where you are right now. You're not going to change in a couple of months or a year, not even 2 years. You'll learn new habits, right? You'll learn new habits. You'll learn new ways of being. And eventually, those habits will become a part of your personality. But until then, you will battle with your old self. You will make mistakes. That dude will still come over sometimes. You will still yell more than what you say you wasn't going to do. You still make crazy, crappy decisions. But that's all a part of the journey. The best part of this journey is you become more mindful, right? You become more mindful and you become more aware. And when you become more mindful and you become more aware, you get to make better decisions. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not saying you refrain yourself from stuff and you punish yourself, right, from your desires and things like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as you walk along this journey and you grow into this new person, you're gonna fuck up. But eventually, you're going to get it. Eventually, you're going to get it. But the way that you get there is you got to constantly feed your mind. You got to constantly be around good people. And you have to constantly be taking action towards where you want to go, right? Because the battle within is the biggest battle that you're facing. Everything outside means nothing. You think it does, but it doesn't. It is in here that is really, really, really driving the car, right? It is in here that's really telling you what you should do and what you should not do. It is in here that's constructing and telling you what's good and what's bad, right? And because the battle is in the mind and it's happening here for you, the only reaction that you're getting from the outside is everything that you think already, right? But we can't beat ourselves up and we can't sit up here and say, oh no, I can't think that. And oh, see, I need to change my mind about that. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to drive yourself crazy. It's kind of like, I don't even know if this is in the Bible or what they say at church. Because when I used to go to church, I would remember this. How they constantly say, remember the promise. That's all you got to do is remember the promise. Remember the promise that you made to yourself. And understand and know that it is important to you to keep that promise to yourself, right? Because when you work on keeping the promise to yourself, you'll start to do little things every day. I said to myself that whatever it is that I'm going to do here on out for the rest of my life, that is going to bring me joy, it's going to give me a little bit of peace, and it's going to put me in a position where I start to figure out more and more of who I am and what I like. When you make a promise to yourself like that, you start to choose those things that you believe will bring you in the right direction. Now, it's not always going to go that way, right? Because we don't know. Remember, like I told you guys the other day, we just see the light at the end of the tunnel. We don't know what's coming at us in the darkness, right? So what we got to do is not beat ourselves up because we decided to be happy. We can't beat ourselves up because we're choosing peace and self-love over chaos, right? If things are chaotic right now in your life and you feel like you can't get a hold of things, you feel like things are not working out for you, you're having anxiety, you're trying to figure out where your relationship is going and all that stuff, that is a signal for you to take a step back and look at the chaos you're in, right? Because it's only out of chaos where something beautiful is birthed. Ask God. You understand? Ask God. It's only out of chaos that something beautiful can be birthed. Okay? So if it seems like it's crazy for you, you're not getting it, you're trying to figure out, you're losing the hope, you were so on fire, and now you feel like your light is dimming, you're going back to your old ways and you're doing all this stuff, don't beat yourself up. Remind yourself of the promise that you made. Not to me, not to everyone else, but to you. Every time you every time you feel that way, remember the promise you made to yourself because that's the only promise that you are willing to keep. We're not perfect beings. We will break people's hearts. We will say one thing and we'll do another. We are some shady people, okay? But when it comes to ourselves and getting what we want, we usually are very selfish about that. And if you're not, you need to be. Okay? You need to be. So I don't want you to think that, Oh, Gloria, I've been following you. I've been trying to do this work and things are not working out. I had to take a long break. Life happened to me and I still can't get this right. I'm not happy here. I'm not happy there. That is called chaos. How do you handle chaos? God told you. Okay? How do you handle chaos? God told you. Speak to those things that you want and watch it come to fruition. Speak to the chaos. You have to be able to pull out those things that you want out of the chaos. That's the only way you're going to get out of it. Can you hear what I'm saying? Because you can. Because you have the ability to change anything that you want in your life. Not fast. You can't change it fast and on a dime like a microwave. But you do have the ability to speak to those things and change and learn and grow. Does that make sense? So when I was receiving all these emails about Gloria, I'm trying and this is going on in my life and my kids and my family and the business and all that stuff, it comes with it. It comes with it. There is no way that you can grow without being stretched. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Those days where you don't feel like doing shit and you are sitting there and you're confused because confusion comes in a lot and you're still trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get this done? And you find yourself stuck in your routine where you're going over and over again. You're going to work, you're coming home, you're cooking dinner, you're tending to the children, the grandchildren, the husband or whoever, and you keep going and you find out that 2-3 months have passed. And then you sit up here and you remind yourself of the promise that you made to yourself. And you say to yourself, damn, I haven't done anything but sat in this whirlwind. It's okay. Remember the promise and get back on it. Remember what you told yourself and continue to work. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. This time, Gloria, I promise you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. You're not ready. You're not ready to make all these big promises to yourself. And then when you don't keep them, you start to beat yourself up. Most, if not all of us, are in a position where we are just being self-aware. We understand what we want to do. And we're trying to stay focused on making sure we take small steps to get there. That's where most of us are right now. Be okay with that. When you rush out and you try to do all these big things, you get scatterbrained. You get very uncomfortable and nothing works out for you. Okay? Being on this journey means tapping into more of who you are and finding that joy, that love, that peace, and finding out what you like. It's not about running out trying to accomplish a whole bunch of stuff just to say I did it. It's about knowing what gives you peace. What brings you to the point where you know when you understand that for the rest of my life, this is how I want to live. This is how I want to be. Okay? I know I came on late, but I wanted to talk to you about that because so many of you are beating yourself up. And I'm saying to myself, well, we just started this journey where we are committing, like fully committing. Why would you go and tear yourself down over something that you haven't learned? It's new, right? It's new. Now, if we 5, 6 years into this and you still saying the same thing, now we got a problem, right? But this is new. Don't beat yourself up. Love on yourself. This is where you become aware of the things and the struggles that you do have. I do put myself out there a lot. I do say things that I don't mean. I don't express myself that much. It's about being aware right now of the things that make you happy, the boundaries that you need to put up, and how you want to be able to show up in the world, right? We got to stop bullshitting ourselves, ladies. We got to stop telling ourselves stories because we want people to like us. If we a hot mess, we a hot mess. If we in chaos right now, we in chaos. If it's a little bit difficult and life is happening and you have to be able to take care of life, then that's just the season that you're in. A friend of mine, my best friend, said that. Are you in are you practicing the season that you're in? Or are you trying to skip steps? Because the universe is not going to allow that. If you're in a season of being quiet, if you're in a season of giving, if you're in a season of stretching, be comfortable in it. Learn from it because that's the only way you're going to be able to go to the next level. Okay? So I know it's not easy, and I know that it's difficult sometimes, and I know it's up and down. You have good days, you have bad days, you got days you don't want to do shit, you got days where you are on fire, you got all of that. I know that. That's called being human. But I also want you to know is that as long as you remind yourself of the promise that you made to yourself and that you continuously choose you and love on yourself, and you decide to put those boundaries in place, you'll be fine, right? Because life is about adventure. Life is about you understanding that the reason why you're still here and you have all the activity of your limbs is to give your value, your love to the world. That's it. You don't have to stress yourself out trying to become something that you think other people believe you should be. You don't have to stress yourself out doing that. That's how you get sick. That's how you get chronic illnesses. Do what you promise to yourself, whatever that promise is. And understand and know that self-love means being able to choose yourself with full confidence in knowing that peace and happiness and joy are not cliches for you. Whatever you define those three things as are not cliches. They're not optional in your life. They're necessity. And you choose to make them a necessity no matter what. And you're unapologetic about it. Okay? So stop beating yourself up. You are doing a good job. You're doing well. Yes, you will make mistakes, but you can always brush yourself off. Loving yourself is a journey. It's lifelong. It's worth it. Yes, it requires hard decisions, but that's okay too. Because that light that you see at the end of the tunnel is where your peace lies. If you win that chaos, ask God what to do, and He would tell you, speak to the chaos. Okay? If you're in that season of uncertainty and confusion and you're not sure which way you want to go, get somewhere where you can slow down your mind so that you can think. If you in that place where you started out great and you ran out of gas because you went running, 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 know that it's time for you to fill yourself back up. Get that clarity you need, get that support and that help you need, and then get back on the journey and continue to make it work. And when you fall again, you do it again. And when you fall again, you do it again. Because that is this thing called life, y'all. But I promise you it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. Okay? So I hope that helps some of you ladies out there. I love you so much. I really, really want you to know that it's not as hard as you think to be on this journey of self-love and self-transformation. It's really not as hard as you think. It's just making hard decisions that you've never had to make before. And the biggest decision, the biggest, hardest decision that you make is choosing you and loving you and believing in you and having confidence in yourself. Those are the hard things because you have to do it every day, not just one time and think that it's over. You have to do it every day. You have to do it every day. And you have to get out of your bubble. That's what I said to myself. You got to be able to get out of your bubble and go explore and see different things because that'll really open your eyes. All right. Like and share this for me, please, if you know anybody who needs it. Our Girls Leap, I got one for you. Those of you who are business owners in our Girls Leap, if you're not on our email list, please go ahead and join the email list. Go to girlsleap.com and join, or you could go to imlovingme.net and join the email list. We're giving away $5,000. Imlovingme.net. Well, we're not giving it away. We're giving, we're having a business plan challenge where we are going to teach you how to write a business plan. We're going to teach you how to really, write your business plan for not only for your business, for yourself, but for investors. And those with the best business plan, we're going to give you a $5,000 investment to go ahead and get started with your business. That should be launching today or tomorrow. It's going to be on a newsletter first. And then after that, we'll put it on social media and everything. But we want our group to take advantage of it first. So if you're a business owner and you're struggling in your business and you're trying to find out why and why things are not working out for you, it's probably because you have a weak business plan. So myself and a couple of the coaches are going to get together, show you how to write a business plan. We're going to show you how to write it. You write your own. And then once we pick the top 5, you come to Atlanta, we'll choose the winner based on your product or service, so all that stuff, and we give you a $5,000 investment so you can go ahead and, either launch and get started if that's the case, or you can go ahead and refine your product idea, right? We know $5,000 is not much, but it will help do something. Okay. So look out for that. That should be coming out within a day or so. All right. I love you. Thank you. Tell all your friends who that might need it, because we want to be able to make it work. They got to be women-owned businesses, though. We only deal with women. Okay. So it got to be a woman with a good product idea. If it's a man, sorry, we trying to change nations. Okay. I love you. Bye.